welcome back to Game Plan 2022. Now, I have got Kim Woods with me today. Hey, Kim, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good. Now, I was just saying to Kim earlier, I'm so excited for this because Kim is an intuitive business strategist, and her mission in life is to help business leaders shed the expectations of others to live their true life purpose. She combines her powerful intuitive gifts with 30 plus years of business experience to attract your soulmate clients. I love that. Kim's clients range from Fortune 500 companies and multi-million dollar CEOs to solopreneurs and creatives. And that's why she's with us today, because I personally really know that when I am more in sync, and I call it with the woo, so let my inner knowing guide me a lot more, things just move more easily. And so today, Kim's going to talk to us about intuitive strategy. It can make you millions. Are we all ready? Because I am. Welcome, Kim.
So much, Liz. What an introduction. Thanks for having me.
I'm too excited. I can't wait. And I just love the crystals and everything. It's just, I always get such healing when I'm in your presence. So, Kim, tell us all, why is intuition key? And even if I step back a little bit, for those of us who don't really understand intuition in the way that you might want to refer to it or describe it. You want to?
Okay. So perfect. So I'll start with intuition. Intuition is you knowing something and you have no reason to know it. You know, there's no physical evidence, there's no logic, there's just something that you just know. Yeah. Now, most people can welcome the term gut instinct.
Yes.
Right. I've had that, you know, the pit in my stomach, or I had the hair on the back of my neck, or I had the goosebumps on my arm, and I knew either to do something or not to do something. Mm-hmm. So people can usually nod and they smile about, yes, they can think of a time where their gut instinct had worked. Their instinct was giving them a yes or no answer. And I like to say that that's the first entry point to intuition, because instinct is yes or no. Should you hire that person? Should you, date that person? Should you go in this direction or that direction? And you'll get a yes or a no. And we can usually feel the no's more readily because we may be in that yes position. Like we may want to hire this person because it will make our job easier or something, right? But that you get the no and you're like, oh, and we know of those times where we didn't follow it. We can remember. Yeah. We all have those stories, right? So that's the intuition is then starting to have a conversation with it. The intuition whispers a little bit. It gives you some nudges. Most likely you're not hearing your intuition and you're not in tune with it because we've all grown up saying no to it. We've ignored it. Yeah. Most of us, right?
Yeah. I've got this strong memory as a kid where I would almost say to my parents, something's going to happen. And it happens. And they used to shut that down. They would almost say, don't talk about it. I didn't know what I was doing. I was a kid.
Exactly. And we remember those things because it's such an impression on us because we were young and adults were telling us that. So we most of us have grown up not listening to it. So it's a muscle that we want to, build again. We want to exercise. And so how we can do that is we can create moments where we listen to it. No one wants to hear this, Liz. People, we like to go, we like to do things, we like to be active. And when I tell people, oh, you should meditate or you should be quiet, people go, la, 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 and they don't want to do it, right? So we came up with this revolutionary process where we ask you the question and to ask yourself, do you know yourself? Do you like yourself? Do you trust yourself?
Oh, I love those questions.
Right. And so it's for those of us in business, in sales, we know that for decades, the know, like, trust factor, that KLT factor, typically is talking about your customers need to know you, like you, and trust you before they work with you.
Yes.
Well, I turned it inside out and I say, you should know, like, and trust yourself. And then you get clarity. You can make better decisions. You can navigate the energies better and collaborate with people and not have FOMO and stay in your lane. And you can manifest prosperity and you can attract your soulmate clients because you trust yourself. You trust yourself to manifest. You trust yourself to take action. You trust yourself to say yes to opportunities. So it's interesting because intuition is one side of the coin and knowing, liking, and trusting yourself is the other side of the coin. It's a beautiful formula.
I love that. And it's funny because I have something very similar, but less in those words, but it's the same thing, right? You're a product of your product and you are your first client. So if you're not going to buy what you're selling, why will your client? Why would anybody out there on the street?
100%. So I always say to my clients, are you wearing your products? Are you wearing your services? Because until you're wearing them, people can't even feel them. There's a lot of noise out there, right? And we have evidence of it. My team now is up to 9, and I can always tell when somebody's, if I've given them a program or something, and it doesn't sell if they're not fully embodying it.
Yes, because, and I think this is something that maybe you can talk into a little bit more, because it combines with the power component, doesn't it? But whereby, what you're talking about, I would call energetic body odor. So you're either attracting to you or repelling just from what you're thinking and how you're aligning. And that's absolutely what you're referring to here when you've got somebody trying to sell something they don't believe in.
Yeah, they can't vibe with it, right? So I like to do what I think about the knowing is the intuition with the mind combination. It's a discovery of your purpose. It's helping you make decisions, create certainty. It's going, it's following your inner guidance, your inner voice versus what's out there in the marketplace. How many people have taken classes or workshops or programs that has, I have the formulas for success and this worked for me. And I went from $30,000 to, $500,000 in a year, or, whatever the story is, right? Yes. And you take it and you're thinking, deep down inside, like, this formula doesn't really work for me. It's really not about me, but you do it diligently and dutifully. And then you get to the end of the program and you do all the things and it doesn't work.
Yes. And I think that's the key, right? Because I see it time and time again. People are doing the work. They have got their little project plan.
Absolutely.
They're ticking off the tasks and they're going, what is happening?
Absolutely. They've forgotten themselves. They've forgotten to put themselves in the center of their world. Yeah. There's so many people that we work with that we literally have to give them the mantra, I matter, I am the center, I'm the center of my life, I'm the center of my business, I'm the center of these offerings, and really your definition of success and your definition of your energy may just be a little bit different. You're not doing anything wrong. You're just different.
Yeah. And I think that's where you go back to aligning with your purpose, right? Because there's so many coaches out there. I mean, I think to a fair degree, a lot of us start off by copycatting because that's just what we do. We see what somebody else is doing. We're inspired by it. And we think, oh yeah, I'm going to try that on for me. And it's only after a while that you get strong enough and sure enough of yourself that you can start to be who you're meant to be and stay in alignment. And so I guess this feeds back into what you're teaching. Because absolutely, it doesn't jive if it's not yours.
It doesn't jive if it's not yours. So you could have, kind of instant success, and you kind of, this is where people tell me they have the roller coaster, right? Where I made that first 10K month or whatever, and then I crashed, and then I made another one, and then so you have that roller coaster because it's not actually true to you. You have to keep feeding that energy. Yeah. And so this is where if you like yourself enough, you will step into your own energy, and you will really take care of yourself so much by fully saying yes to your heart, to your passion, to, I always ask people, what can't you shut up about, because that is something that you are 100% really grooving with, right? And the other thing about liking yourself, you can accept support, and you can ask for it and receive it.
Yeah, which is a big thing, right? Because I know for me, I was always afraid of being seen to be stupid. And so I wouldn't ask questions, and I wouldn't be brave enough to go, but I don't understand what you're telling me in these programs you're referring to. And so therefore, where was my learning? Because I couldn't get out of my own way. But deep down inside of me, I knew I should be asking the questions. So what advice do you give for somebody who sort of deep down, that intuition, they know what they should be doing, but they're caught up in doing what they think they should be doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Explaining it well.
More external validation versus internal compass.
Yes.
So this is where I talk about liking yourself enough to feel your power and to be able to, step into it. You can claim it. So sometimes you need to practice asking questions in front of the mirror. There's nothing wrong with that. You need to develop that skill. Yeah. That's okay. Yeah. I know for me personally, this is my main point in my whole know, like, trust equation is asking for support. 100%. Like, my team will literally Voxer me and say, Kim, let me help you out with that. And I'll say, okay, because I put them all on notice. This is my kryptonite.
Yeah. And I think that's the key, because I know I've got this little mantra that I have started to say in my brain: be the dumbest person in the room, be the dumbest person in the room.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Because it's just then lets me be able to, because I was really bad. Maybe some others are a bit like me. I would go, but I've heard that before. But I know that already. And then I would go, well, if I've heard it before and I know it already, why am I not getting the results that theoretically this would give me?
Right. Well, that's because it wasn't your jam.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't bad. The formula is great. There are so many great programs out there. There are wonderful consultants. There are experts. There are mentors. There are guides. There's a lot of free, lead magnets and offerings out there. Oh, no. First of all, you could spend your life doing all of those, which I don't recommend. But secondly, these people aren't doing anything wrong. They're just not putting you at the center. Like, literally, all of our programs are designed with your uniqueness involved, because it doesn't matter. I always say to my clients, it doesn't matter that I know, it matters that you know. It doesn't matter what I think, it matters what you think.
Correct.
So, I'm here to open your potential. I'm here to help you step into your unique gifts. I'm here to help support you and guide you and do all the woo things of healing and releasing and all those lovely things and all the business things of strategizing and scaling and up leveling. At the end of the day, if you're not skippy about it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because it feeds back to that energetic BO. I use the model thoughts, feelings, actions, results, which is Brooke Steele's jam.
Yeah.
But it works for me because it lets me tap back into my intuition in many ways, because my gut instinct, my feeling is always true. My thought could be lying to me, is what I've learned.
Right. And so, Liz, with that, it's your mind handles what it already knows. Yes. And it handles the familiar, and it's there to protect you. If you're going through growth or improvement or want to scale up, your mind is actually not your friend. This is where you want to go into your intuition. This is why I talk about intuitive strategy, because your mind is wonderful. We love your mind. Your mind's going to help you solve problems, and your mind's going to, give you the affirmations, and it's going to help you say yes. But ultimately, your intuition is really the one that's going to nudge you to grow and to take advantage of the opportunity and to be a little nervous and to be a little excited about something and to say yes to yourself in bigger ways and to commit to yourself. It's the combination of the two that's really beautiful.
I've just written that down. Your mind is not your friend in growth.
It's not.
No, of course it's not. But how many of us don't realize that?
I know.
Right?
I know.
And that's, we talk about the whole summit was about success blocks, about you actually getting in your own way. And that is an example of getting in your own way.
Right. Whereas when you go into that, again, knowing yourself, you get more awareness, you get to discover your purpose, liking yourself, you get to feel your power, trusting yourself, you get to act to manifest your prosperity. That's our formula. So if you're stopping yourself in the very front end of that equation, you're not going to get to that prosperity piece.
Yeah.
And I will say, and this is maybe not really in friendly territory for a lot of people, but I will say affirmations aren't generating you money either.
No, because they're lies if you don't believe them. Because I spent, when Louise Hay, bless her soul, and what book did she came out with that, the first of her books, which was to do mirror exercise, and I love myself. Right. And I did not love myself. So it did not matter how many times I stood at that mirror, looked at myself, I love myself. It was, now I know all I was doing was reinforcing that I didn't, because my brain twisted that around. So yes, I'm glad you bring up that, because I have to go, it's possible I can love myself and build my ladder. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It's all about possibility, right? So anybody, because we do transformation, right? So we're gonna
Yes.
you're at one point, you're gonna help you get to another point.
Yeah.
Your mind is not your friend, and we say that. But here's the thing: it's a good first step. Getting the affirmations can help in some cases. It's one of the tools, but you really want to get much more energized. You want to be passionate. You want to fuel, and you want to act.
Yes, I love this. I love this. And I want to go back to something that you said about trust.
Yes.
Now, here's what I want to go back to, because I know I was this person probably a year and a half ago and I've worked through it, but I want to get your advice for this. I actually, as a very successful corporate program manager, managing huge projects, huge teams going all over the world, doing all the things, which I actually found very easy.
Yep.
That's why I could do it. Came into this coaching business, realized great coach, shit business owner. Because nobody told me what sales, marketing. I didn't even stop to think about that. Financial management, I can do. Project management, easy peasy crazy. But there's lots of things. Building a funnel, creating an autoresponder, writing copy. So I had all this drama, which was my success block, to be quite honest with you, because I didn't know then that my mind was not my friend, right? Because it's always me. I didn't trust myself enough to embrace what I knew to be true for me.
Okay.
What is your record? Because I know we've probably got people out here who are thinking, okay, that's all good, but I'm not quite trusting myself to do what I intrinsically know I should be doing.
Right. So here's the thing. So, and what I tell people is that it's so much easier. First of all, if you're part of a corporation, you don't even realize all the support you have.
Oh,
you don't even realize that, you have an accounting team, you have a legal team, you have all these things, right? Okay. So then now you've come out of that world. And I will even say, even if you're an entrepreneur and you've sold, I don't even know, like crystals or something. And I know in this audience probably hasn't, but they're a product, and you can be like, oh my God, I love that crystal and it's so great. And you can get really passionate about that. And then it starts to sell. So you can think, well, wait a minute, I could sell this, I could sell that, I could do this, I could do that. Why can't I do it now? Well, if you are the center of your business model and it's you doing the delivery and it's service-based, that is game changer. I don't even care if you've been the best salesperson, you've won awards all across the world. You put yourself in the middle of that, and all of a sudden it's like, right? It's terrifying. Yes. Because it's all of a sudden it matters too much. Oh my goodness, what if I do something wrong? Yes. What if I don't know what I'm doing? How do I talk about what I'm doing? How do I even help my clients? I don't even have any clients. Oh my goodness. Oh, I had a client and that went great, but I don't have any clients now. Oh yeah, it's a crazy show. I call it like the crazy glass. You're all of a sudden looking through crazy glass and you can't even see outside. You can't see the right thing. What I say to my clients is this is why we do the quiz, and this is why we help you recognize your strengths. Go back to your strengths, and you want to like literally pull energy from your strengths. So that you can say, okay, but you know what? I'm really good at doing this. Yes. I'm good at doing that. I'm good at doing this. Right. And you calm yourself a little bit. And then this is where you want to ask for support. Okay. And it must have been bad for you because you wouldn't ask questions.
It was.
So you wouldn't ask questions
because I didn't want to look like I didn't know, because here I was had this amazing career, and here I was trying to create a coaching business, but it was like, dude, seriously. And then you would sit at your desktop and I'd be sitting there going, I don't even know how to write copy. I don't even know what to say.
And what is the word copy? What does copy really even mean? Oh, yeah, no, I've lived this, right? I've lived this. Okay. So this is where you could say, okay, I want to have confidence and I'm going to step away. It's blah, blah. But no, honestly, the most successful CEOs, and I've been doing this for 30 years, the most successful CEOs are those ones that say, I don't know. Or even better, I'm not good at that. I'm a terrible, like I do tons of opening someone's potential and helping them figure out their purpose and all the things. I am the worst title maker and the worst tagline person. Like literally do not even spend a minute with me on that because I'm terrible at it. Yeah. So knowing that and being able to say, oh, totally not my jam.
Not my bag.
That's something that I need to hire somebody, or I need to take an offering that somebody has, or do a free workshop. I mean, or paid workshop or something to help.
Yeah.
So
no, I get that. And that was my biggest difference, to be honest, is just being able to go, okay, I've never done it before. First time's worst time. Can't get any worse than it is today. And you know what? I'm still, in my heart, I'm still crap at copy, but my copy is mine. It's my voice with my brain injury. I write gibberish. So if you're getting my emails and you're thinking, Jesus God, can this woman not type? That's why my brain scrambles things. And I think I've written it perfectly. And then when I get told that was gibberish and I reread it, I'm like, oh my God, gibberish. But that's me. And I know and trust myself enough now to know my people will like me with all my quirks and my
exactly.
And I'm happy to go with it.
Well, there's two things for that. One is video could be your friend because you're great on video. And the other thing is you can use Otter and have your, video transcribed or your audio transcribed, and you're not writing copy at all. So we just got rid of that issue 100%.
Boom, like that.
Boom.
Yes. So I'm going to ask you the exact same question, because I know you've been in this game a very long time, and I know you've been helping people a long time, but there was a time when you yourself possibly got in your own way as well. And so what was the difference for you? And I think we know, but let's just make sure we know, that actually got you out of creating your own unsuccessful version of your business, past success blocks into cash flow? What was that difference? And was there a moment in time difference?
Yes. So I had very successful brick and mortar businesses on a more traditional plane, right? So business strategy, hands down, excellent at it. When I decided to step into the intuitively front facing, terrified myself, literally scared the bejesus out of me. So I can speak to this and I can say, right. So, and then I'm in the online space and I'm terrible online. Like, oh my God, I am the one that makes all the mistakes and my video is on and I don't know it. And so my people understand and appreciate that I'm the elephant online. I'm not the gazelle. So we all have our things, Liz, right? So for me, I was throwing a lot of money into this business. I was doing all the things, guys. I was doing the funnels. I was doing the tiny offers. I was doing the membership. Oh my gosh, no one was buying. Because what I ended up doing, Liz, was I ended up lowering my rate to such a level that it was almost unbelievable. And therefore it was unbelievable. When I had that moment of, why don't I value my intuition as much as my business expertise? That was the epiphany. Then I adjusted my rates to be more reasonable. And I took a few courses about how to do things online because I didn't know anything, didn't have anything online, didn't have a Facebook account, didn't have Insta, didn't have anything. And I gave myself, probably 2 months of that, got all the branding done, got the things done. And then I went online and I just said, I'm going to do this. And my first month hit 5 figures and it's just been growing exponentially ever since. And guess what? That was only a few years ago.
Yeah. And I think that you just tapped into your inner knowing and you trust that people were out there and wanted what you had.
I did. What I ended up doing was not look at the marketplace the marketplace that has certain value for intuition. I just said, that's not true. I have 30 years experience and whatever. And I trusted, you're right. I trusted myself enough to say, I can believe this. And if you don't believe it, no one else can believe it.
No. And I think there's another one of my little mantras is you have to believe it before you can see it.
Absolutely. Yes.
And I use that all the time.
It's a faith thing. I tell my clients that all the time. It's you may not know all the stairs in the staircase. You can only see the first one, but you want to step anyway.
Confidently. Yeah. And for me, because I do so much, I work with coaches, but I also work with horses, and I point behind me because I've got horses everywhere, right? And if I can't see their potential, we can't reach it. Right. And I think that's where I was able to take that knowledge and transpose it into my business, because I hadn't been doing that because I was too caught up, like you were saying, in the drama of being the personal brand. I don't want to be a personal brand business. What are you on about? I'm not Kim Kardashian. You're all insane. But actually, it's just about knowing yourself, like you've said, tapping into it, knowing what you offer, trusting yourself, and believing it will happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And that's the thing with a personal brand. I think we all everyone who's doing it needs to recognize that it is fraught with doubt when you first step into it.
Because it's
normal. Just yesterday, I was talking to my team. We were talking about what we're going to name a new offering. And they were saying, you're the brand, Kim. They don't even say that. They don't say you're the brand. They say Kim Woods. And I did. We talked about it for like 10 minutes. And I did say to them, you guys know this is weird for me, right? We're talking about this as it's like a third person. I'm sitting right here, right? Like it's still kind of weird.
It is weird. Yeah.
It works.
But you're the brand.
I'm the brand.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I knew this was going to dash too fast, but we're at that time, and you made reference to a quiz. And I think that's what you're going to give everybody access to. So do you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. So we have a beautiful 12-question quiz that is going to give you your intuitive type, which is basically assessing how you know, like, and trust yourself, because that's a hard question to answer. We've come up with 6 archetypes. We give you tips. We give you power statements. There's a bonus right now, too, for the holiday season to help you deal with the holiday energies.
Yes.
So that would be part of it as well. We've done a beautiful URL that's easy to remember, knowyourlifequiz.com.
Yep. And it's down below anyway.
Yep. And so seriously, take the quiz. Thousands of people have taken it. And, even our one-on-one clients take it, and they even talk about it, about how helpful it is for them. We give you tips. We give you tools. That's just our jam. That's what we do. Yeah. You can follow us at Kim Woods channel on Insta or Facebook. We have Magical Mondays, and we have tips for during the week, and we have a Facebook group, and we help you with intuitive strategy. That's just what we do.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much. Really appreciate having you here with us and on this panel.
Thank you so much, Liz. It's been great.
Okay.